This is my appeal to the English Churches Housing Group. Janice was James Synott and Melanie English. Please do not take expensive actions to evict me and my dog from this room in Hathaway House in Bristol, where I've been living for 8 months. That would mean we would have to sleep outdoors again. But we have nowhere to go to sleep outdoors. It's very difficult, it's not very safe, and I can't charge up my batteries. In fact, I can't have any life living outdoors, sleeping outdoors. I'm very ill, and I've been very ill for several years. No matter what my records say, I know I'm the one who's living this life. I am very ill. It's not pleasant at all. I'm nearing the end of my life. I'm terribly upset that all my possessions and all my life's work and my reputation, and indeed all my friends, have been stolen off me. Now, I said before, and I've said to every key worker that pointed their face in my direction, I set out to legalise cannabis in 1986 with my brother. It's a long story, but believe me, that is what I have been working on ever since. No matter what it seems that I have been doing, career-wise, whether I was playing the electric guitar or the acoustic guitar, or simply making wacky, funny videos, or being the first old man on YouTube, getting a lot of respect from the youth, right? Whatever I was working on, doing another 4 months in Berlin for something I haven't done, harassed, surrounded by frightened, angry men. No matter what I've come through, it was for the liberation of the truth about cannabis and marijuana. I was expecting that when my work was exonerated, so would my good name be, and my family name, and I thought then my mother and father and grandmother and brother would be seen to be honourable people who did very well to bring this one up. But you see, I haven't told you all the adventures between 1986 and now. Let's just see how I come onto your plate, Janice. Right, well, I'm staying here in this room in Hathaway House. I've been here since last June, which is 8 months at least. We have the French windows, a door straight out into the garden, little garden area, seating that no one has ever sat on, and a gate which my neighbours used to come in and out. And the other night, as I was walking up the lane, I found the door open, and I had for the first time the experience of what it's like to come into this place through that gate and not through the building. It's excellent. I would have been much happier. All that 8 months, I may even have managed to overcome my enormous problems concerning getting accommodation, concerning getting back what I can of my life's possessions, which I intend to leave to my son, who has adopted, so I don't even know how to get them to him. Anyway, you're wanting 500 quid. Well, 2 years ago, I was in a flat in Glastonbury. I had been paying the rent for 3 or 4 months out of my own life savings, as I had paid the £800 deposit. So I paid out £1,300 or so just to walk into this flat, which was bare, empty, unfurnished. I spent at least £1,000 on the furnishing, including top of the range washer, electric washing machine, right? Top of the Bendix, big one. Spent 2 days just plumbing that in, right? I put £1,000 at least. Oh no, I was buying things all through the year as well as what I bought in the big bulk, right? Oh, that's not including the high technology. That's not including the large screen or the high definition video camera, or the other high definition 3D video camera, or the laptop, or the netbook, or the hard drives. That was well over £1,000, that lot. Oh, the clothes was at least £1,000 because I had got a whole new kit of clothes when I got out of Berlin prison at the end of 2011. Whole new kit of clothes when I got to Glastonbury, but then I managed to rescue from Scotland much of my upmarket clothing. So I had a huge wardrobe that would cost £2,000 to replace. I like to wear a decent shirt, and I like to make my gear suiting to where I am going, you know. I don't like to look like an obvious rich man amongst the beggars and junkies and alcoholics and psychiatric cases that are walking the streets, you know. So I dress down for them, but I do prefer to dress for the Clifton mob, actually, Janice. Anyway, what I'm saying is I had a fantastic, comfortable situation because I had my some of my videos from Scotland, and I had managed to get my photographs, right? I had enlarged pictures of my mother, my father, my grandmother, my brother, myself, and some other beautiful, oh yes, my ex-wife, and various other beautiful pictures which I took or enlarged or edited and printed, huge, A3, and put them in glass frames. Yes, I had a nice little home for the rest of my life. But the landlord, Philip Morris, Edgwarebury Estates, yeah, he was wanting £440 a month for this flat that was not worth really £250, but he could get it because there was no other housing available in Glastonbury. But the council housing benefit department would only pay £396, which even that was much more than the flat was actually worth. But the council suggested that I apply for a discretionary housing allowance that would make up the difference. So I did, and I collected my receipts for a few weeks and handed them in to show that I could not afford to pay that rent myself, since I wasn't receiving any benefit and I was living on my savings, which were rapidly reducing. Because my benefit was not restarted when I came out of prison, which meant that I was, for something I didn't do, which meant that I was forced to start again with a new claim, prove that I'm not fit to work, go to a town miles away without money to discuss it with anybody, and even there they just put you onto a computer terminal, and then back without bus fares to the town where I'm living, right? So I didn't get my benefit from October 2011 until, well, we're talking about the point 2 years ago, March 2012. At that point, I had been living on my savings for 4.5 months, including the costs of hiring a van to go up to Scotland to rescue what I could of my belongings. I hope I'm not boring you. I'm just trying not to panic or get angry. I am appealing. Yes, I had laid out several thousands supporting myself, apart from the furnishing and high technology in the flat and the clothing, right? I was spending my savings, but I was setting myself up in a small town as a character that would be supported for the rest of his life through his work in entertaining with his electric guitars and music collection and videos and so what. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a beautiful dog. Yeah, well, in March I still had the dog, which meant I had a love of life, getting up every day and get out there and play with this beautiful nest to come back to. I had given shelter to a crazy Welsh woman, 63-year-old, new age nutter, you know, listening to channeling sessions from Mary Magdalene, the goddess. Yeah, right, but I'm giving her shelter because of my stupid former philosophy of deal with who God sends. You know, what God wants you to handle is what he will give you. If you're lucky, it might be a prize. Yeah, well, I thought this woman might be, cook and handmaiden for the rest of my life. But, no, anyway, but I had been paying the rent since I moved in out of my own savings, and I thought, this is ridiculous, man. I'm spending £1,000 a month out of my own savings, which at that point only looked like about 8 or 9, because I had it hidden in different places. Right, I thought I had about 8 or 9,000 left, but I was spending 1,000 a month trying to create an image. I might have had more than that, right. So I refused to pay the landlord again myself. I thought, the council will have to catch up the housing benefit, and my benefit should be paid to me. Would you believe it all hinged on one tiny little administrative error, is that I was not sent a form to fill up about the incapacity to work, right, sickness form. Oh, no, I wasn't actually given an ACHG interview when I should have. They didn't send me an appointment, which meant I went 1 month going, no benefit, why not? I know where to appeal in Glastonbury, no one to talk to about it. And the council saying, well, if you're not getting benefit, why should we pay your housing benefit? And the landlord going, where's my money? And then the council ceased to communicate with me about it and insisted on dealing only with the landlord. Alright, so we had a hell of a summer because the police took the dog away. No, can't have me lording over the whole town with this beautiful dog. No, right. And the landlord started legal proceedings for what was probably originally a debt in his eyes of 80 quid, you're about 80 quid behind on your rent, mate, right? And I'm saying, council handle landlord, landlord handle council, and I'm making desperate attempts to save my life now that my dog's gone away, right? Well, Terrible summer. Wouldn't really like to bore you with it. As always, I do my best, as I see it, to help the majority of people now and in the future. I am working for my son and his generation, so I always try my best, no matter how much pain and misery I'm being put through. Boys, respect, sir. I mean it. I've done a better job than yours. Yeah. Anyway, not getting angry, Mum. No, I'm not. I should. Right. Right. This is my appeal to your heart. It eventually came to the point where I got up after about 40 hours of sleeping in hopeless hell, and I went on the internet and went, there's a dog. That's what you want, get it. And by that evening, I had Ali, this Ali that you know and love. If there's nothing wrong with you, you get me. Respect. Yes, I am appealing. I'm really appealing when I've got tons of money in my pocket and a sports car and a 50-inch screen with my face on it. Huh. Happy, entertaining, and sexy. Yes, I am appealing to die with that level of dignity, not on the pavement. Yeah, right. Yeah, getting the dog was a good idea, because within the next couple of weeks I rapidly revived, and I went, oh yeah, that's not dead, that's not finished, that's not abandoned, that's not... Yeah, but then I did come to realise, because I had such a horrible summer, I thought, I'm out of Glastonbury. Now, how much of this stuff can I get out with me? Right? Well, probably 48 hours after that, there's a bailiff in my bedroom. Actually, there's a bailiff, the landlord's agent, 2 police officers in my bedroom in the morning, exciting the dog, of course. 4 adult males come into bedroom without me having opened my front door. There was an eviction order. I had no idea this was going to happen. I was out with what I could grab. I got help from the wrong people. One of the people who helped me parked my tent up at the top of the hill where the last pedo got a kicking a year earlier, right? So I was up in the pedo kicking tent on Weary Hill in Glastonbury. It does exist, you can go and check it, because it's just up the road from the house of the other friend, Toby Foster, who said, I'll look after your valuables for you so you can come and get them. And I wanted to use my laptop to go into the local cafe, use the Wi-Fi to put my situation on the internet. Well, I actually had an audience at that point. Do you see what I'm saying? I wanted to go to the Blue Note Cafe, use their Wi-Fi and go, hey, big guy's out in the street here with a dog, a puppy dog. She peed in the sleeping bag last night, but she can't understand it. Meets me in a luxury palace and then lives on a hill in amongst the sheep shit. Yeah, right. And so all I managed to grab was a dog and a few items of clothing. This guy Toby took the laptop and all that. Then when I went round his door, this developed. So I was 6 weeks camping outside in the tent with the dog in Glastonbury. Eventually kicked off the campsite when the pedo rumour got there. And at the bottom of the Glastonbury Tor. Yeah? I'm not a paedophile, by the way. You see, that's been completely manufactured by the police over the years. Completely, 100%. Believe me. If you don't believe me, I'll kill you. Because I'm really tired of hearing that and the terrible horror that it's brought into my life. Yeah, well, I was getting that at Toby's door. when I'm going round to see getting my HD camera and my laptop. But he's busy downloading what he wants to burn onto DVDs to sell to finance his MDMA habit. My appeal is, I would be more useful to the human race in this accommodation or better accommodation with some human assistance. That means a key worker that actually goes, who is this man? And that means a key worker should visit me here, where I am, where I've got this computer, where I can remember who I am before I got so rudely ripped out of my life in Glastonbury, because you know, the neighbours at my last flat, they helped themselves to this big pile of furniture and furnishings and clothing and scented oils. Massage equipment. Good God, man. I got robbed. Don't make it any worse. Help me, here. Maybe even help me get my stuff back. At least, if you're going to charge £200 a week for service charge, do what it said on the form I signed that you took away, and I didn't get to read it again, what I'm paying for. At least give me what I'm paying for. You know, a key worker that goes, who is this guy? Do I care? The smart key worker would be thinking, how can this guy help me? Yeah, I mean it. I never met anybody like me. Have you got my appeal? We don't want to be put out on the pavement. It's not nice. It's been horrible watching other people going in and out of this building past our window, and Ali can't even go out there. Right, have I made my appeal? When I first upload this to the internet, I'm not going to name you, but I'm just going to tell you that it's there. So, your name's not in this video. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Well, this is my appeal. I have no need to keep it confidential. Help! Don't kill me. Help me. I am appealing to you. Have you ever had love? I spend all my life giving it out.